Welcome back. We will be doing Chapter 3, Corporate Social Responsibility, one of the most important topics in business ethics. We're now on slide number 2, Key Learning Objectives, understanding the role of big business and its responsible use of corporate power in a democratic society, knowing when the idea of social responsibility originated and the phases through which it has developed, investigating how a company's purpose or mission can integrate social objectives with economic objectives, examining the key arguments for and against corporate social responsibility, defining a social enterprise and understanding its role in solving social problems, evaluating businesses' social obligations to help the world's poorest members, and recognizing socially responsible best practices. We're now slide number 3, Corporate Power and Responsibility. Corporate power refers to the capability of corporations to influence government, the economy, and society. It is based on their organizational resources. The tremendous power of the world's leading corporations has both positive and negative effects. Positives include commanding more resources, producing at lower costs, planning further into the future, and bringing new products, technologies, and economic opportunities to developing societies. The negatives. Negatives include disproportionate influence on politics, shape tastes, dominate public discourse, divide markets, and squash competition. Corporate power and responsibility. Iron Law of Responsibility says that in the long run, those who do not use power in ways that society considers responsible will tend to lose it. Given the virtually immeasurable power in the hands of the leaders of large global corporations, stakeholders throughout the social system expect business to take great care in the wielding of its power and responsibility for the betterment of society. In other words, society is not to be disturbed or hampered in any way because of businesses' need to conduct its own business. Business has to behave nicely in the sandbox. Slide 5, the meaning of corporate social responsibility. A corporation should act in a way that enhances society and its inhabitants and be held accountable for any of its actions that affect people, their communities, and their environment. It implies that harm to people and society should be acknowledged and corrected if at all possible. It may require a company to forge some profits if its social impact seriously hurts some of its stakeholders or if its funds can be used to have a positive social impact. So for example, if a company is held responsible for polluting the environment, they would then have to use their funds to clean up the environment and make sure that pollution is dealt with. Slide number 6, the origins of corporate social responsibility. In the U.S., the idea of corporate social responsibility appeared around the start of the 20th century. Faced with social protest, a few far-sighted business executives advised corporations to use their power and influence voluntarily for broad social purposes rather than for profits alone. Phases of corporate social responsibility. Frederick provides expanded framework for understanding the evolution of corporate social responsibility, otherwise known as CSR. It is divided into 4 phases: corporate social stewardship from the 1950s to the 1960s, corporate social responsiveness from the 1960s to the 1970s, corporate business ethics 1980s to 1990s, corporate global citizenship 1990s through 2000s. We now move on to slide number 8, balancing multiple responsibilities. Multiple responsibilities of business includes economic responsibilities, social responsibilities, legal responsibilities. The challenge is to balance all 3. Successful firm is one which finds ways to meet each of its critical responsibilities and develops strategies to enable the obligations to help each other. Slide number 9, enlightened self-interest. Economic and social goals come together in companies that practice enlightened self-interest. This means the firm leadership can see it is in the company's best interest, self-interest in the long run, to provide true value to its customers, to help its employees grow and behave responsibly. Scholars have debated the related question: do socially responsible companies sacrifice profits by promoting the social good? Studies comparing corporate social responsibility, CSR, with firms' performance shows there is a moderately positive association between the 2 factors. Corporate social and environmental responsibility is likely to pay off, especially with the advent of social media and its proliferation. People know everything that you do, so if a company behaves in a proper way, it'll only help, not hinder. Figure 3.3, slide 310, the corporate social responsibility debate. Arguments for corporate social responsibility. Balances corporate power with responsibility, discourages government regulation, promotes long-term profits for the business, improves stakeholder relationships, enhances business reputation. Arguments against corporate social responsibility. Lowers economic efficiency and profit, imposes unequal costs amongst competitors, imposes hidden costs passed on to stakeholders, requires skills businesses may lack, and places responsibility on businesses rather than individuals, all of which will impact the bottom line possibly. And those are arguments against social responsibility. Slide number 11. The social enterprise, a business that adopts social benefits as its core mission, an organization that uses business strategies for the purpose of improving human and environmental well-being. Its primary purpose is not to maximize returns to shareholders. It can be large and established or small and new. Slide 12, social entrepreneurship. Individuals who, like traditional entrepreneurs, act boldly to pursue opportunities which attract support and build new organizations to create and sustain social rather than economic value. When a person or group of people identifies a social need and uses their entrepreneurial skills to address this need, this process is called entrepreneurship. Starbucks is a prime example of an organization that takes social responsibility and social entrepreneurship very seriously. They make sure that their farmers get fair market value for their coffee and make sure that they have access to healthcare and education in countries that lack that. Slide 13, the B Corporation, also known as a benefits corporation, a new type of corporation that seeks to blend its social objectives with financial goals. A B Corporation must prove it's socially responsible by meeting the B Lab standards. B Lab is a nonprofit organization that assesses a corporation's social and environmental performance standards. Slide 14, serving the bottom of the pyramid. The term bottom of the pyramid refers to the poorest people in the world. Nearly 4 billion people earn less than $2.50 a day. That is astonishing and staggering. Businesses can carry out its responsibility to society by bringing products and services to these underserved people. Example, Grameen Bank uses microfinance to serve the bottom of the pyramid. Microfinance occurs when financial organizations provide loans to low-income clients or solidarity lending groups who traditionally lack access to banking or related services. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.